Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Stone from the WTCA. Happy New Year and g'day from the land down under. I'm actually in Australia. I'm standing on the courts at the club where I grew up playing tennis, where my dad and my brother are still coaches today. You'll catch a couple of magpies flying past, maybe, a lot of gum trees. Really excited to be in Australia because the Australian summer of tennis is one of the best swings of tennis in the whole world. Awesome way to kick off the year. Love being here and can't wait to see the action of the Australian Open in a couple of weeks' time. So what's going on for the WTCA while we're here? Well, we've got a great breakfast with the AUB group, headed up by Kate Stone. Love working with her. It's a great networking breakfast. It's about diversity and inclusion. And our special guest for this year is Judy Dalton, who's one of the founding 9 members of the WTA Tour. What's better than that? Spending time with a legend who made all of this possible, alongside Rosie Casals, Billie Jean King, the whole crew, Valerie Ziegenfuss. If it wasn't for those ladies who stood up for women's tennis, we wouldn't have had any of this that we have today. So I'm so thrilled to be able to spend the morning with Judy Dalton and talk to her all about that, what she thinks about the game today, equal prize money, all things gender equity. It's going to be a great morning. It's the first day of the Australian Open. It's January 14th at the Pullman Hotel in Jolimont. If you want to come along, book your ticket. If you haven't got a ticket, there's still time. If you're thinking about coming from the US or the UK, plenty of time. Book your flight online and join us down under and then catch up with some of the Australian Open. So, what's next for the WTCA after the tennis summer down under is all said and done? Well, we're heading to California for the Indian Wells Tennis Summit in partnership with the PTR. I've got a really exciting announcement for you today. One of the greatest coaches of all time will be there. You do not want to miss this. It's Robert Lansdorf. He worked with so many great players, Pete Sampras, Tracy Austin, Lindsay Davenport, and of course, our very own president, Ann Grossman. And he says he's the best in the business. So if you want to learn from Robert, and he doesn't do too many presentations, head down to Indian Wells. Networking events are kicking off on the 6th of March, but the main part of the summit is the 7th and 8th. We're also going to give all the attendees Indian Wells tickets to go and head and watch some of the greatest tennis in the world. It's a great spectacle for fans and coaches. You get really up close to the action at Indian Wells. So I highly recommend everyone, even if you're not coming along to our event, go and check out the action. It's a great week in the desert, one of my favorite tournaments, and one of the favorite tournaments of the players all around the world. Next up on the calendar for the WTCA after Indian Wells, we're going to head to the WTCA UK in Eastbourne. Never been there before. It's tennis on the grass, great for the Europeans. Followed up by New York, and guess what? Something sneaky might be coming onto the calendar that we didn't tell you about. I think we might be heading to China. Stay tuned. Thanks for making such an awesome community. This WTCA would not exist without all of you out there, so thank you so much for being invested in women's tennis, and have an awesome day.